This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. It's Wednesday, June 30th. I'm Jeff here with my friends Brandon and who's that? You look a little older today.
Oh.
Is it somebody's birthday today?
It is, yeah.
Happy birthday, Stephanie.
Thank you. Woo-hoo.
How old are you in England?
In England, I'm a bit older than I am in America because we're 7 hours behind, so I'm 7 hours younger here, so I'll take it.
Beautiful. Okay. You look beautiful.
Thank you.
Did you do anything special for your birthday?
No, I celebrated it last weekend.
We talked about it a little bit.
We did. I celebrated last weekend, and then I'm going to Hawaii.
You're going to Hawaii?
Yeah, on Saturday.
Turn up.
Man.
I know, I'm so excited.
I was expecting like, man, I don't do much, I'm just going to sit around, get a little cake. Hawaii.
Jeff. I've never been.
Jeff, we're not married with kids. That's not how we spend our birthdays.
I barbecued.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
Well, have fun. Have fun and happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Steph.
All right, guys, we got some news. Bill Cosby is set to be a free man. A Pennsylvania State Supreme Court has just overruled his sexual assault conviction. The court looked at two aspects of Cosby's case. The first involved the judge's decision to let prosecutors call 5 other accusers. And the other found that Cosby's agreement with a previous lawyer prevented him from being charged. Cosby, who is 83, was convicted of 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault back in 2018, and he was deemed a, quote, sexually violent predator by the court. At the time of our taping, guys, so just to be full transparent, it's been reported that Cosby could be out of prison in a matter of hours. Like I said, we don't have all the information. We're working with the information that we have on the table right now, and that's what we have.
Literally, this news has come out like 10 minutes before we've come on air,
so he might be out by the time this airs.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
I don't understand this law jargon, and he told a district attorney that he couldn't be charged, therefore he could get off. So listen, bear with me here. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I guess when it comes, I'm guessing that it could be something when it comes to incriminating yourself. Like if he did talk to a district attorney or some sort of prosecutor, he was thinking maybe what he was giving, that information couldn't be used against him in a court of law. That's why it had to go up to a higher court. Again, I am no legal eagle. That's
we're
just
shooting
what,
from the hip on this.
Yeah,
one
but
sure.
I just hope it's not one of those Simpson verdict type responses where half the country is upset and then the other half of the country is like, yeah, you let one of our heroes go. You know, I think we need to look into the judicial system on this and really whether it was right or wrong in this. But
I mean,
Bill
again,
Cosby's
we don't
out
have,
right now.
I see what you're saying, but
you know what I mean?
Listen, the country's going to be divided. If you were talking about popsicles, okay, they're going to be divided.
I love red
alone,
popsicles.
Really? See, I'm like maybe an orange guy. I don't know. But when you're talking about if he's off, especially on a technicality,
yes,
people are going to be upset about that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. When we think of all the young women that have come forward, I mean, he's been deemed and labelled a sexual predator, and I mean, there's enough young women that have come forward with stories about him to prove that to be true. He has been convicted. He's been serving 2 years already. So I don't know how I feel about this. Obviously, we're going to have to wait and see. As you've said, at the time of us filming this, we haven't received barely any information. This is hot off the press. So I don't know if he will be walking free by the time this airs, but we'll soon see.
All right.
Concerning.
Hey, good job on just rolling with it. Yeah. All right, guys. Shock jock Howard Stern is dividing his fan base. Like you said, Brandon, we're split. Howard just announced he will be taking the summer off and won't be returning to Sirius XM with new shows until September. But the thing is, he just signed a new deal, which is said to be worth $500 million. Some fans say he deserves the break. One tweeted, quote, I have Howard Stern. Listen. What does that say? Oh, love Howard Stern. Love Howard Stern.
That was tricky.
It was a little tricky in the prompter there. Love Howard Stern. The dude started at the bottom. If he wants the summer off, then he shall have it off. But the other loyal listeners don't want to pay to listen to reruns and threaten to cancel their subscription. One fan wrote, quote, Howard Stern taking the entire summer off is bull bleep.
Wow.
Listen, I don't know how I feel about this. If I signed up for Sirius XM, which a lot of people do, I would expect Howard Stern to be on there. But if he wanted to take his summer off, he's a person, he deserves it, he's earned it, I would just cancel my subscription until he came back.
I mean, yeah, I understand that, but obviously for the network, that's a huge problem because, like, the reason he gets $500 million is because he brings in listeners.
Right.
So I understand the dilemma here, but I just think that if COVID has taught us anything, is that we can all be adaptable, and there's ways around every single problem. So, you know, like Ellen DeGeneres often takes the summer off, and there's a replacement host or guest host that every week will take over, and it's really fun and it's exciting, and maybe it could be Howard's top 10 people to look out for, or gives a young person a chance that maybe would never normally get that platform. Maybe he could record every Monday he does a backlog of like whatever's been going on that week, and he releases it just one day.
But then you're not current.
Well, I know, but I'm just trying to think of
how about just give us some
time
off and everybody relax?
There's one Howard Stern. Like, I get it when it comes to Ellen, but Ellen, that show, she could be replaced. She could be replaced on a show like that, happy-go-lucky show. Howard Stern goes deep. with what he's
That's why
saying. He
gets
connects
paid
to
what
a
he
lot of
does.
people. That's why
Yeah.
he gets paid
Yeah.
the big bucks. But to go back to this whole Britney Spears thing. People remember you're saying like, oh, she was exhausted from doing
Yeah.
all these shows. The man could be exhausted. We're talking about mental health. The man could need a break and need to take a summer off because like the first tweeter person said, the man's came from the bottom. If you watch that show, Private Parts, that movie, you saw the rise, and he's one of the hardest workers in our entertainment business.
Yeah.
So I don't understand how people, it's like in sports. Hey, we're paying $40 for this ticket. We expect you to entertain us outside of the actual game or the actual performance.
Yeah, but
And
sports players have their seasons too. People need time off.
yeah, so
You know
that's why I'm okay with it, and it could be more for just time off for the body. It could be for mental health.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like, everyone works so much, and like to get to the level at which he's at, you don't just get that. He's worked so hard for so long. He deserves a
Absolutely,
break.
but
I also understand as a consumer, if I'm paying for a service.
But cancel your subscription until he comes back.
Yeah, I think that's probably what's going to happen. To be brutally honest, yeah.
And leave the guy alone a little bit. All right. Kim Kardashian took some fashion risks while visiting the Vatican in Italy. Kim showed up to the holy city wearing a sheer, off-the-shoulder lace dress with cutouts that exposed her midsection and back. The Vatican has a strict dress code that says low-cut garments, shorts, and above-the-knee and miniskirts are not permitted. But once inside, Kim did cover up with this black trench coat.
Of course.
Now, I got to be honest with you. I've been to the Vatican. I've been turned away because I was wearing shorts. So this isn't a male-female thing or leave Kim alone type of story. I got turned away, and I had to see other parts of the Vatican, and I went back the next day to go inside.
I told you wearing those Daisy Dukes were going to backfire.
Listen,
on you,
they look
man.
good. I have
Jeez.
excellent thighs and buttocks.
But look, but it just goes to show, no matter where you are in the world, you always feel like there are two different sets of rules. You know, like okay.
But it is. You're right. But people don't understand that. They think they're being discriminated against. This is the law in this country. You can't do that. And people want to be all up in arms about how other people are being treated. This is the law. I was turned away. So Kim Kardashian shouldn't even have been let in that building.
No, I don't think she would have had to cover up immediately. So the image that we saw would have been her waiting to enter the walls of the Vatican. The Vatican is in Rome. However, it's a country unknown to itself. It has its own laws and its own rules. It has its own police force, everything.
And they dress.
And they dress very conservatively.
No, did you see their guards?
Oh yeah, no, they're fantastic.
They look like gesture-ish
It's a different
type
world.
guards.
Yeah.
If you
Really?
ever get
Yeah,
the
I didn't know
chance,
that.
it's phenomenal. I mean, it's breathtaking. It's one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen. And I think they hold up their rules and standards to a certain level, and that's what makes it so incredible when you go there. So I think, there's no way they'd have let her in with half of her midriff showing and her shoulders and her arms. I mean,
and she knew that going there, too.
knew
She
that.
knew
She's
that
not
going
silly.
there. I don't like
No.
that she did that. Coming up on DBL, an interview with one of my all-time faves, Jason Mraz. He talks about everything from his unexpected connection with Chipotle to his new reggae-inspired album. And the Biebs has a weird run-in with fans outside his home. Did his groupies go too far? Stephanie's going to break it down for us in today's What Up Wednesday.
Closed captioning provided by
One of the big mysteries surrounding the coronavirus vaccine is how long immunity will last. Now, scientists say they have solved that mystery, and the news is good, at least for some. Let's connect the dots. The new results were just published in the journal Nature. Researchers believe mRNA vaccines could provide protection against COVID-19 for the long term. We are talking about the shots produced by Pfizer and Moderna. The study did not look at the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, but the lead researcher to the New York Times says he did not believe the immune response from that shot would be as durable. According to the findings, it looks like the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines created a persistent immune reaction in the body, an immunity that could last years. Researchers reported people who had those shots may not need to get a booster dose, as long as the virus doesn't evolve drastically from its current forms. Scientists also believe that the immunity provided by the vaccines is actually better than the immunity provided by getting infected with the coronavirus. That's because it is more diverse, meaning it will do a better job at fighting variants. But the best possible immunity appears to be people who are vaccinated and recovered from COVID. Their immunity could last a lifetime. And that's connecting the dots.
Welcome back to DBL. I'm Stephanie Jones, here to dish up the week's best celebrity gossip. Like, how genuine were Tristan Thompson's happy birthday wishes to Khloe? And are fans cheering or jeering at Justin Bieber right now? It's What Up Wednesday. But first, we're heading to New York City, where Madonna has been partying it up for Pride. She may be 62, but there's absolutely no stopping this material girl. To kick off Pride weekend in New York, she hosted a party at the Standard Hotel Boom Boom Room. In an Instagram story, she shared that she was throwing this party because, quote, Pride needs to be celebrated with a community of people who understand and know the meaning of oppression. She also went on to say that NYC and the LGBTQ community has given her life since day one. Here's what's up. Madonna's outfit is giving me life, and she may not be anything like a virgin, but at 62, she sure still can vogue. Better than me, and like nobody's business on Pride or any day of the week. Next, we're off to Los Angeles to wish Khloe Kardashian a very happy 37th birthday. But some fans aren't thrilled with who else has had some well wishes. It's been a rocky road for Khloe and her baby daddy Tristan Thompson, because just last week the pair broke up again amidst more cheating allegations. But they're still on good terms, trying to do what's best for their daughter, True. In a lovely post to Khloe, he thanked her for being the kindest, most caring, and most loving human being he's ever met. But fans were not having it. One user commented, "Not sure love is the word for it, dog. You walked all over her blatantly." Another said, "You don't deserve her." And another simply said, "No, leave her alone." Here's what's up. I'll be honest, I'm with the fans on this one. It's almost like his post could have easily just been texted, but by making it public, it must mean it's genuine, right? Oh, I hope if Khloe blew out any candles this year, she wished for a Prince Charming. Finally, we're jet setting back to New York City, where Justin Bieber is getting mixed reviews for his request to be left the heck alone. In a video taken by a fan outside his New York City apartment over the weekend, Bieber returns home to a group of fans where he politely asks them to leave.
And I don't appreciate you guys being here. You guys can be anywhere else, this is my home, you know, this is where at the end of the night when you come home, you want to relax, this is my space to do that. So I'd appreciate it if you guys would let me do that.
Let's unpack this. The Biebs did remain calm and polite, and he does have a point. I mean, it is his home, and he's one of the biggest stars in the world. I mean, even he needs a break sometimes. Here's what's up. Can you blame a guy for wanting to arrive at home in peace? Maybe not, but then again, Bieber just isn't any guy either. You know what they say, with great fame comes great responsibility. To the fans that made you who you are. That's it for this week's What Up Wednesday. We'll be right back.
If you've been priced out of the red-hot housing market, good news. Experts say the market may be starting to cool. Let's connect the dots. Houses are selling quickly right now, often for thousands above asking price. You can blame a big increase in demand and record low mortgage rates. But Realtor.com says things may be changing. New numbers show fewer buyers are applying for mortgages and price growth is slowing down. The chief economist for Moody's Analytics has some theories about what's going on. First, he says mortgage rates aren't going to stay this low forever. Once prices go up, housing prices will adjust as well. Also, more people are returning to work, meaning the demand for a perfect home office is going down. Even if home prices drop, experts are not expecting a catastrophe. Most do not believe this is a housing bubble, so they aren't expecting a crash like 2008. They say prices probably won't plummet. You might just have less competition when you make a bid. And that is Connecting the Dots.
Welcome back to DBL. Two-time Grammy winner Jason Mraz, and my favorite artist, is about to get back on the road to promote the release of his new album, Looking for the Good. Earlier, he joined us to tell us all about it. Have a look.
Lucky, I'm in love with my best friend. Lucky to have been where we have been. Lucky to be coming home again.
That was none other than two-time Grammy winner Jason Mraz, and that was a new rendition of his hit song Lucky. There he is. He's joining us today. Welcome, Jason.
Hey, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Tell us about the Look for the Good deluxe album and your upcoming tour.
Last year I put out an album called Look for the Good, 12 new songs in a reggae style and fashion, and we're hitting the road finally this year now that venues and states are opening back up. And I decided I would add more songs to Look for the Good that included songs from my catalog to basically give us all a jump start on what the sounds are going to be like this summer. So on the deluxe edition, I included a new version of I'm Yours, Lucky, Make It Mine, as well as a couple of new songs as well, because I just can't stop writing songs. I try to use my superpowers for good and create good music.
Jason, I'm supposed to tone down how big of a fan I am, but I got to tell you, my wife and I have been to so many of your shows. One of our favorite pictures in our house is a photo you took with us backstage at the Hollywood Bowl. Very gracious with your time. But I
Wow.
Wow.
It was beautiful. It was wild for me as well. But I love how positive your music is, Jason. But people might not know that you really practice what you preach. Can you tell us and everybody what you're going to do with these profits from this album?
Yeah, so already I've given away $250,000 that were profits from Look for the Good. And I did that to advance Black lives and to advance programs that are helping transform our justice system and to uplift communities that have been marginalized and underserved. You know, as I said earlier, I've been blessed to be able to invent songs on guitar and piano, and I've done very well. And I feel like our world, our system was set up for a guy like me who has a dream to just go and pursue that dream. And our system isn't yet fully set up for anybody to pursue their dream. So I wanted to make sure that my dream was going to benefit others' dreams as well. So that's what Look for the Good is doing behind the scenes.
You know, Jason, they say that good people know good people, and I've been doing stand-up professionally for 13 years, and I've known Tiffany Haddish for almost all those 13. So you have to imagine how shocked I was when I saw her as a guest rapper, because I didn't know she should rap. So let me ask you this real quick: are we going to see you do stand-up comedy?
I love stand-up comedy. I think it's one of the highest art forms because I rely on a guitar to entertain and melodies, pre-written lyrics, you know. And when I see stand-up, when there's no instrument, no prop, and you're just storytelling and you're taking everyone into their hearts and laughter is an opportunity to breathe consciously, which is the greatest gift on this planet, is to be awake and breathing and know that you're here. And laughter really gets us there. So I've always admired comedy, and that's how I met Tiffany. I went to see one of her shows, and we had a mutual friend, and I wonder if she does music. And when I asked her, she said, yeah. And within days, we were in a studio together doing this song. It was very, very cool.
That's amazing. Now, Jason, I heard another surprising thing about you that actually has nothing to do with music. So tell us what you and Chipotle have in common.
Avocados. So after my first album, I moved out to the country, and it just so happened it was an avocado ranch. And so by living out here, the trees were planted by a farmer who planted them before I was even born. So I basically inherited his life work. As I fell in love with the trees, to prune them and feed them, to keep them growing, I learned that Chipotle is one of the largest purchasers of avocados in the country. So they knock on your door and say, we'd love to buy your avocados. And ours are organic and beautiful, so of course they want ours. So we've worked together for many, many years. This year they asked if I would participate in their Young Illuminaries project, which is about awarding grants and scholarships to young farmers, young people who are getting into agriculture. So I'm helping to review those grants and applications, and as well as offering some mentoring to hopefully share some of my successes and some of my failures in agriculture.
So, Jason, before we go, I got one question for the whole panel. Since we're now friends, if we go to Chipotle, can we say we know Jason Mraz and we don't have to pay extra for guac?
Oh, I'll take that deal.
Absolutely. And then you just have to run really fast after they give it to you.
All right, we're going to clip that, and we're going to bring that into Chipotle. Jason said it was okay. Jason, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate you. DBL Nation, go out and get your copy of the deluxe edition of Look for the Good on July 16th. And don't miss Jason and his 13-piece reggae band on tour kicking off July 30th. Thank you so much, Jason.
Thanks, Jason.
Back,
what a pleasure.
Come in studio next time.
My pleasure. Thank you all.
Denver, Colorado, we're going to wait for you. We'll be right back.
All right.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
chamomile tea, melatonin, warm milk. They're just some remedies people swear by to help them get to sleep. People on social media are now adding lettuce water to the list. The idea of the green leaf brew caused a stir on TikTok when Shapla11 steeped a couple of leaves of lettuce in hot water. The London-based TikToker's video was so hot that it received more than 1 million likes. So let's verify. Is there evidence that proves lettuce tea helps people get to sleep? Our sources: studies published with the National Library of Medicine, a sleep doctor, and a medical herbalist. Several studies found that lettuce contains lacticarium, a natural chemical that helps people relax and induce sleep. Scientists put that to the test by feeding mice Lactica sativa, which is the scientific name for lettuce. After nibbling on the leafy green, scientists noticed that lettuce increased sleep in some of the mice. Medical herbalist Todd Caldecott explains that if you make an extract out of lettuce to make a tea, there's just not going to be enough of the active ingredient to put a person to sleep.
You're not going to extract very much of this lacticarium, the active ingredients, and there's not very much in there to start with. So I doubt that it will have an observable, objective sedative effect.
Sleep specialist Dr. Michael Breas adds that neither of the studies provides enough evidence that lettuce tea or lettuce water actually helps humans with sleep.
We've got 2 studies that I've been able to review, the 2017 study and the 2019 study. To be fair, those were done in rodent models. That's the only studies that I've read about lettuce. And I just don't feel that it's a compelling enough data to be able to say, hey, everybody, go out and do something like this.
So we can verify there is no evidence that proves lettuce tea or lettuce water help a person fall asleep. Just mice. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till. Want something?
A security alert sponsored by LifeLock. So for years, the Better Business Bureau has warned older adults and seniors to be cautious of scams as they were at higher risk. But now there's a new warning. The Federal Trade Commission says the younger generation is now at higher risk of being scammed compared to seniors, thanks to the digital world. Get this. 44% of people ages 20 to 29 have lost money to fraud or scams. That's actually more than double the amount of people ages 70 to 79. On average, scammers steal about $150 from the younger population by tricking them with online shopping ads or sales. If your information has been breached, LifeLock is here to help. LifeLock keeps you and your digital identity secure from cyber criminals. Call 1-800-439-9017 or visit lifelock.com to learn more.
I totally can relate to this. I've not been scammed, but I've been very, very close. So on Instagram, sometimes you see these fashion clothing websites and you think, oh, that's a pretty dress, for example. And then you go on it and then you go to order. Always look in the comments and see if people have written in the comments. If the comment section is turned off, it is not real. Read the reviews.
The birthday girl right there, everybody.
Happy birthday, Steph. Happy birthday, Steph.